Shalom, it's Jeremiah Yakol. Before we start off, I want to give praises to the Father and the Son. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash, Yahweh, so the people ignorantly call God, and Yahushua, so the people ignorantly call Jesus. You so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, so-called Native Americans, you are the Hebrew Israelites. Today we're going to be getting to Proverbs 8 and 11. It says, "For wisdom is better than rubies, and all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it." And wisdom is more better to have than just riches. You have a lot of people that are filthy rich, but they have no wisdom. When you think about it, the best form of wisdom is having the wisdom of the scriptures and being able to understand and comprehend the scriptures. And if you look at all these people, they may have all these different degrees in this world. They may be supposedly so-called have the highest IQ in the world or whatever, all that. That's all worldly wisdom. A brother that has the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures is actually more smarter and has more wisdom than all these supposedly so-called millionaires, billionaires, CEOs, and things of that nature. This is Proverbs 11 and 4. "Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from wrath." And when all hell's breaking loose, shit's hitting the fan, these people's riches aren't going to be able to save them. There are many different degrees, being a scholar or what it be or whatnot, having all this worldly wealth isn't going to profit you. It's not going to do you any good in that day. A lot of these people with all these billions and billions of dollars are going to try to, use their riches to escape, the plagues by, going in them bunkers. But it says, "But righteousness delivereth from wrath." Meaning, being a good Hebrew Israelite, being a good brother, keeping the commandments pushing this truth. If it's of the Lord's will, you're of the elect. That can save you from, the different calamities and all the things that's going to be going on in this earth. So, the ultimate and the best form and the purest form of wisdom is the wisdom of the scriptures, man. Worldly knowledge can only take you so far. But, using your knowledge of the scriptures and putting it to use, can profit you in the day of wrath, man. It can ultimately, save your soul, man. Because, even if you look at it, if you look at a king that just has riches, but he hath no understanding, no wisdom, his kingdom is more likely to get overrun and took over than, that king that hath, wisdom, man. You know? Another form of wisdom is, to ultimately fear the Lord. Because, if you fear the Lord, then fearing the Lord is going to lead you to guide and, walk in wisdom. It's going to, cause you to make better decisions, to think of the repercussions of your actions. And, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to humble you. But, with that, hope this lesson was edifying through spirit and power. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All praises unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Until next time, Shalom, Yasha'Allah.